Today is day 5, and it's the end of my first week of art month, and I've been enjoying it very much so far. Let's pull up Notion. Today I want to work more on my video synthesizer. I want to get this thing connected to the microcontroller and going, so I think that'll be fun. And then also, I just got some parts in the mail from Amazon. I got these cool little buckles, which I've used before on a different project, but they separate like this, and they have a cool sort of look to them. But these are for this project, Keychain for Spencer. So a couple of months ago, I made this keychain that has a little NFC tag in it. And it has this buckle as like a separating element so that you can pull off the NFC part and pass it around to show somebody something. So this one has a link to my website, but what's cool is that they're user programmable, so you can get this app, NFC tools, and then you can tap your phone to load pretty much whatever you want on it, like a URL or a contact card or a bit of text or like a latitude longitude thing, something like that. And I made a bigger one as a gift for a friend that has like 3 of them. And all of this was inspired by this artist Spencer Chang, who made these webstones, which are little ceramic tokens or data talismans that have a little NFC tag in them. So yeah, this is kind of my riff on this idea. And I reached out to him and was like, hey, I love your work. I did this project that was inspired by, your creations. And we're going to do a little trade. So he's going to trade me a little fortune cookie shaped webstone. And I'm going to make him a little keychain. So I think I'm going to do another riff on this like multi-tag design. Although I think I'm going to try to make it a little bit more compact, and I'm going to use these little silver buckles instead of the black ones. So I think I'm going to have them stacked up like this maybe. I don't know. Still figuring out the layout, but that is one thing I want to do today. So I'm going to put this in the building now category. Keychain for Spencer, work on my video sequencer a little bit. And as always, going to be making some tunes. I think before any of that though, regrettably, the lab is a bit of a mess right now, so I'm going to clean that up and then we'll get to work. Alright, I think the first thing I want to do is pick out some fabrics and notions and threads that I want to use for this. So I have these buckles, and I think these will be cool. And I have a few other odds and ends from previous projects. It's just some fun hardware I've liked working with in the past. It's like a cool clip in there, but I want to dig through my supplies and see if there's anything else interesting. I think this is going to be the plan. So on my keychain, this is the same buckle. I made a 1-inch strap out of this like black cotton duck kind of canvasy material. And I had a 1-inch swivel clip, which is kind of nice. It does sometimes spin around backwards, and like the back is the less appealing side, I think, but it does mean that I can attach it in this orientation like a belt loop, or I could attach it in this orientation if a loop goes like the other direction, like orthogonal. So I wanted to do the same thing with this, but I only have these like much larger clips. So these are for a 1.5 inch strap. I have this one, and then I also have this one. And this one I think is like the nicest sort of aesthetically, but it is a very wide strap. This is how wide the strap would have to be. So like in comparison to the buckle, like it won't go through the buckle. The buckle could sit on top of it, but then you also get this same risk of it like flipping around, and then you're just seeing the back, and there's not as much interesting back there. So I think what I'm going to do instead is, instead of using this kind of swivel clip, I got a bunch of these other, got a bunch of these, which are like rings that also have a sort of concealed clip in them. So I think I'm going to try to design one around this and just see how it feels. And if it's kind of obnoxious, then maybe I'll swap it out for one of these swivel clips. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll have a small loop that the clip feeds through, and then I'm going to make another strap like this that sort of weaves under and over these first two, and then just goes straight through this third one and then comes back up. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this, where each of these bottom parts of the clip is going to have a little tag basically, which is where these little NFC buttons will sit. So this button is like a waterproof, heat-proof, like epoxy sealed NFC tag. So I'm just going to slip one in each of those tags, and then you'll have like three little taggable data things. I'm not 100% sure of the exact spacing between things yet, but I think this is going to be the layout. I think this little circle clip actually, it looks pretty good. I wish it were like a teensy bit wider. I just finished sewing the clips onto the strap, so not hard to see, but yeah, I did like 2 sets of stitches around every little clasp in order to keep it pretty like locked in place in a little loop kind of. Yeah. Then it just kind of hangs like this. Hangs like this. They do like angle out a little bit. I wish they were straight down, but I think it looks pretty good. I also embroidered a little asterisk. Since you have like, you know, you'll have these tags that have like URLs or whatever in them. Maybe this is like the appendix or like footnote or list of references or something. The base sort of keychain is looking pretty good. I'm gonna try it on. Kind of fresh. Not bad. Like a reasonable length, I think. It's definitely like a statement, but it's not like too aggressive. At least, so fits well on a belt loop. Now I just have to make a bunch of these little tags. So, alright, I've finished my little embroidery design. So these are the 3 tags. I wanted them to be like visually cohesive, but like differentiable, so that you can, you know, pull off the right tag when you want to show somebody something specific. So we've got like a crazy chaotic one, we've got a little grid one, and we've got this like radiating lines one, and those are just gonna snap on here. So now all I have to do is I have to hand sew these little tags together, just because they're so sort of tight on tolerances, and that tag's in there and I don't want to stab it with the needle. The machine's not very good at that sort of thing. So I'm going to, I think, take a break and go over to a little local cafe and do a little hand sewing there and maybe have a fun little drink. And then I'll be done with this. I forgot that I am waiting for a package that I have to sign for. So I'm actually gonna do my hand sewing here, but I did get a pumpkin spice latte and a little donut. So still having a nice little treat. All right, I think it's finished. Got a little asterisk, and then a little sort of chaotic zigzaggy one, little radiating lines one, and then a little grid one. You can pop them all off. You can rearrange them if you want. Pretty nice. Let's try it on. Yep, I got this is my existing one. Let's take this off. This one. Boom. Honestly, it looks pretty sick. And then what's nice about these buckles is they have this like sort of like quick release design where like it has these little wings on the side that you have to pull down, and then you can remove the buckle part. But it means that you can kind of just like get it with one hand, you know? If you're good at it, you can do it like this. So now you can, maybe you got like your personal website, and then like your favorite YouTube video, and then like a link to, you know, some fun download on Google Drive or something. Pretty cool. I kind of like this design, and the ring looks nice, I think. It does, like, swings around a little, but it doesn't flip backwards, which is nice. Now we can go into Keychain for Spencer. Completed. Another one on the books. I think the next sewing project that I want to do is this Cape Coat one, which I'll show you. It's kind of hard to describe, but that one is a lot of complicated cutting, but I think it'll be fun. And now for the rest of today, it's 4:20 right now. I think I'm feeling inspired to do synthesizer rather than my video synth. I'm gonna come back to this, but I think right now, done with sewing for now, I think I want to try to make a little tune. I've been like listening to a lot of techno today. You can hear it in the background. We've got the musical stylings of Yan Cook. So I think I have some ideas that I want to try. Of course, the lab is a mess again, so let's clean that up. One more little update. So I was just having a little synthesizer time, and I think I made a pretty fun little track. It has sort of a different kind of groove to it. Pretty cool.
Good way to end the day.
Yeah, so that's day 5. See you next time.